My name is Miles McLaughlin. I'm here to introduce a 1.5 acre property that just became available at Wilco Land. This property is in northern Minnesota next to Duck Lake. We're going to offer owner carry options. I'm going to start this video off by sharing my screen. I've got some really great drone footage and imagery of this piece of land. And I'll talk in the background while we take a look at this. So things I'm going to cover in this video: how to access the property, a little bit more about our company and myself. I'm going to cover some common questions and FAQs surrounding utilities. So to get started, as we're watching this video, we've got Duck Lake over here, and Cross Lake is this larger one. And so the property is right about here. It's a triangle, and you've got this swampland over here to the west side, and down to the south back here, we can't see it on the screen, is a lot of DNR land or public lands, which really great added feature of the property. So you've got a lot of roaming capabilities down here to the south. There's a neighbor next door, so paved road access, you can see that. You're probably wondering, hey, how am I going to access a property like this? You're going to simply use GPS coordinates, and all you're doing, you're going to copy. A lot of vacant land won't have an address yet, so you're going to copy GPS coordinates in just like somebody's address in Google Maps, and it's going to bring you to the property location. And you might be wondering, hey, how the heck do I know where the corner markers are? Well, something you want to look for are natural features in the landscape. And we offer a tool on Google Earth that you can actually use. And I will get rid of some of these parcel points right now. This is an overlay. You won't have the parcel lines, but you will have this highlighted image of the property. And there's a ruler on Google Earth. So, visually speaking, when you're out there, it almost seems like this swamp area, maybe the end of that lake where this dock is. Let's say you want to know if the dock's about 50 yards away from the corner of your property. These are approximates, keep in mind. Getting a survey on the land is going to be your best results if you're going to develop a home and dump a lot of money into a property. So the next thing is, hey, from the corner up here, approximately around that swampland, maybe envision a football field a little bit more. And I'm using a ruler. Looking this way, again, from that corner at the back of the property, about another football field. So the next thing we want to look at is where we have the neighboring house. So that's a really great natural feature in the landscape you can identify from the road back. We're about 100 yards too. So let's zoom out, and you could also look maybe for a feature in the landscape over here to identify this corner, and maybe you can't find it. But these are, again, little tricks you can do to try and visualize a property if you're not finding survey markers. So the next thing I want to do is show you where that BLM and DNR land was. So one of the parcels is right here, state of Minnesota DNR, about 40 acres. So that's over here. The next one is right here, state of Minnesota DNR. And actually across the street from our land that we're selling, the 1.5 acre, USA land. So, often referred to maybe as BLM land, but this, again, go across the street, start roaming around here, bring the snowmobiles during the winter, go ice fishing during the winter, ice fishing during the summer months. You can see why they call this the land of 10,000 lakes here in Minnesota. So like I said, we have the smaller Duck Lake, and you have Cross Lake right here. So going on Google Earth, if you're not familiar with this location, you want to get some more imagery of it, go ahead, click on these dots, and you'll see pictures that people post on Google, and you're able to look at that. When I see this property, I think little homestead, an investment property, maybe a place to go on the weekends as you're really close to Minnesota. Minneapolis. Let's do directions to Minneapolis and see where we're at. I don't know if I've covered on this yet, but let's say you're looking to build or develop, you're wondering what you can do about, what you can do on the lands. Crow Wing County has a really awesome property search page. And so we can search properties. I have it pulled up here, and it's got it pinned on a map. So you can look at that. You can look at land information, residential buildings, tax info, yada, yada, yada. The next thing we're going to post on our website is the land services page. So you can find plat maps, permit info, land subdivision, land use permits, septic systems, the whole shebang when it comes to developing a property. So we have some educational material on our website. We're going to post this as well. You can always call the offices, you can email the offices, but this is a good starting point to start your due diligence when it comes to, hey, how does development work? How does land use work? Doing things like maybe calling a local well driller, seeing how deep maybe the neighboring well was. This property most likely is going to be well and septic. Power would be the least of my worries. It's going to be on the road right there. So as I talk more, I'll run through some of these photos. We can see we really love this location. We'll have another drone video on the website. I won't keep you looking at this too long. Having that development next door on almost an identical property is a really great sign that this should be a buildable lot as well. Unless something funky was going on with it. You know, seeing the neighboring lot being developed and having a home on it right there, that's a great sign that almost the identical lot next door should be usable as well. So I love the footage we got on this property. You can see, compare it with the Google imagery that I showed you earlier. We'll have all this on our website on wilcolandllc.com. Again, 1.5 acres in Crow Wing County, Minnesota. Give us a call if you have questions, you want to chat. I'm available at 605-250-1256. Again, my name's Miles. With Wilco Land, a little bit more of a self-service real estate model. Feel free to take a drive by this property anytime you're available.